Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here with lightning hot prospect Mr. Oscar Valdez in a division that has a lot of guys. I know you're still coming off that win against Gradovic, against a guy who has a lot of experience. You really highlighted a lot of your skills. I see a little shiner on you though. I guess you've been working hard in sparring, right?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I got the news of me fighting Matias Rueda, we just went back in the gym. To be honest, after the fight with Gradovic, I just stopped training. I kept on running, kept on going to the gym. But it's not the same training back home in Hermosillo. I got a lot of temptation, a lot of friends out there. But once I'm here in California, it's strictly gym, strictly just concentrating on the fight. And right now, we started sparring sessions. I've been sparring this tough fighter prospect, Andy Vaneses, coming through Tiburon. He's a tough fighter. If you can see, he got a little shine right there in the sparring session. He's strong, but that's the type of sparring I need for these fights. Sparring sessions that push me to a limit. And that's him right now.
What do you make of the opponent that you have? Because I know a lot of people want to already see you go ahead and win, or at least challenge for a world title at this point.
Well, right now, what I know about Matias Rueda, he's a number 2 contender. He's ranked number 2 in the WBO. He has 23 fights with 23 knockouts. I didn't really know much about him until they mentioned his name that I was going to fight him. I started studying him, and I said, wow, this he's pretty tough. He has that hard-hitting punch. He's like your typical Argentinian, like Lucas Martins or Chino Maidana, just one punch can end the fight. So that makes it a little bit more interesting for me, just being a little bit more cautious, a lot more cautious inside the ring, working hard in the gym as I always do. But we got to get sparring sessions that hit hard like him and have a similar style. And right now, Andy Vanessa is the guy right now. So I've been studying a lot, Matias Rueda. It's not going to be easy, but if it's for a world title or not, I'm gonna train extra hard for this guy to keep on improving in my career.
Why is that with Argentine fighters? I've noticed that a majority of Argentine fighters always have that. They come forward and they have a big punch. I think the only guy not like that was Sergio Martinez. Had a completely different style.
Yes, I don't know. It's something about him. It's like sometimes you see a typical Mexican that likes to dig to the body, likes to come forward. But I don't know, something about them. They're just strong, and they can hardly have that knockout punch. But like I said, it just makes it interesting. For me, I like competition. I like being all right. This guy hits hard. Well, I must try to be the one that hits harder. I'm trying to be the smarter fighter, and not let you hit me.
You're one of the guys that you've been a prospect, and I always hear everybody say when they see your training clips, like, damn, how is this kid so fast and so strong for the weight that you're at? Where's that power come from, dude? Have you always just naturally have heavy hands?
Well, my dad says it comes from him, but I say on the contrary, I think my mom, it comes from my mom. I don't know.
I got some chanclazos then growing up.
Nah, just playing. Me and my dad, we worked hard since we were a little kid. I don't know if that has to do with it or just born sometimes with speed, but me, I can't get too many vacations. I like being in the gym. I like working. I like training. And I think that's what helped me a lot in my career as a professional boxer. Not taking too long vacations, just living in the gym, doing what I like to do most is just hitting the bag, doing sparring sessions, and that just comes on its own, working hard.
If you win this fight and you look dominant, you ready to challenge the Lomachenkos, the guys in that echelon, you would say?
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in myself. I know I have a great amateur background. And you got my division, especially my division. You got tough fighters like Abner Mares. You got Jesus Cuellar, Lee Selby, Santa Cruz. You got Gary Russell, and not saying even Lomachenko. To be honest, I think Lomachenko is the toughest one right now. I know if I were to fight Lomachenko and if I were to beat him, it's not going to make all those fights easier, but I think he's the toughest one right now. But I just got a tough division. I don't think no division is easy, but just this one, it makes it more interesting. I always hear comments from the great legends like Chavez and Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler. Those guys, they're a little disappointed on this era of boxing, saying that this fighter ducks this fighter. He doesn't want. He's scared of fighting this fighter. He's looking over him and fighting this guy. And I get a little upset because of that, because the legends say that about this era, and I want to change them. I'm not scared to lose my undefeated record just to fight the best, because I want to prove that I could be the best. But all that's in the future. And right now, I got Matias Rueda in front of me, and he's a tough fighter. I can't overlook him. I'm gonna train very hard for him, and if God wants, I win. Whatever fight comes up next, I'm more than glad to take it.
How's Steve?
Oh my God, Steve's good. Steve's getting bigger and bigger. Every time I come back home, he gets a little bit bigger, man. It's fun, man. Being with him is fun, you know. The bigger he gets, the better for me, because I have a great time with my alligator.
All right. Oscar, it's great seeing you, man. Thank you so much. This guy right here fighting on the Postol versus Crawford undercard happening in July at the MGM.